Hello, my name is Cristina, and this is my ID card. So today I'm going to be talking about the theories for second language acquisition. And to start with, we have behaviorism. To start with, I would like to say that for this theory, we have to focus on the word behavior. So what is behavior? Behavior is basically how we act in different environments. So our behavior has a lot to do with the factors that we are surrounded with. So I would like to say that when it comes to this theory, and we're talking about the learning process and having in mind that the learning process happens in a classroom, but learning is basically the acquisition of a new behavior. Why? Because the students are exposed to a new environment. They are interacting in a new environment, and this leads to the acquisition of new manners and new behavior. So this is why the setting is very important in this theory. This setting, the place, this the place where it takes basically the learning process takes place, that's a must. That's very important because all of the factors that are surrounded, that are in this situation, will affect to the result. I will also like to say that learning is basically the developing responses to environment, to the stimulus that can be found in the environment. For example, if the response that is gotten from the stimulus has a positive reinforcement, this will be very, very good for the students because they will actually repeat, because the response gets positive reinforcement. So, for example, I am a student, I get a positive reinforcement, I will repeat. There will be repetition, which means that there will be a learning process. But if the student gets, I don't know, a negative reinforcement, or in this case, punishment, which can be a correction, it is most likely that learning will not happen because there will be no repetition. But if the positive response gets a positive reinforcement, it is most likely to happen again, because students learn language by imitating sounds and structures hearing the environment. So this is why I previously said that the setting is very important, because after all, what the students hear, what the students are exposed to, is which will lead to the learning process. They will imitate everything that they hear. They will imitate sounds, they will imitate structures. So by imitating, they're acquiring, there is an acquisition of new behavior. So it's basically, to put in an easier way, behaviorism is the learning in which students interact in a new environment, and this environment causes them to get new behavior. That is basically behaviorism. Next one, we have the monitor theory. To start with, it was stated by Stephen Krashen in the 80s, in the 70s, early 80s. So it is basically a way to say that the linguistic knowledge that kids have is some kind of biological foundation, like they are born with the basics, they just need to activate the data. So it's not like saying that they are some genius, but they are just born with the basics. They just need to be an instructor. They just need a guide to activate all the information that they must know. These also have 5 hypotheses. So to suppose one into state one, we have the monitor hypothesis. So it says that the learner is consciously learning the grammar rules and functions of the language rather than its meaning. So they are not focusing on what any word means. For example, they are exposed to new words, new structures. They are not trying to discover what the actual meaning is, but they are more focused to learning the functions of the language. For example, what the phrase is for, where where will be the best to use the phrase, why set phrase is used for. They are not trying to learn the actual meaning, but the focus is to learn the grammar rules and functions. So this monitor theory is also, as I previously said, it's about kids knowing the basics. So this also express why what is taught is not always learned, and why what is learned might not have been taught. Why? Because sometimes as teachers we try to teach in order to help kids learn, but they sometimes do not learn. But there are times in which kids know something that they have never been taught. This is where the previously statement gets its point. Kids are born with the basics because they are exposed to the knowledge since they are toddlers. So they just need to activate that. So this phrase right here is basically that. So that was the two um, um, theories. I would also like to add a monitor. What is monitor? Monitor is basically the teacher as a guide, the teacher as someone whose job is to correct, so error correction. And that is it. That is my presentation. Thank you very much.